Hi, welcome to another episode of Stupid Guitar Tricks. I'm JR. Welcome to my studio. This is where we do most of the recording and the audio mix down, as well as video production. So, you're getting to see behind the curtain. Hey, anyway, this week we're going to talk about power chords. These are chords that are played with power. Alright, let's get started. As you might know from previous episodes, all a chord is a collection of notes. Usually it's the 1, the 3, and the 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 3, and 5. That's your basic major chord. Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about power chords. And the reason these chords are called power chords is these chords sound terrible if you play them just straight through a clean amp. Oh, that's nice. Well, you can make it work, but the point is they sound a lot better when you put some distortion to them and you do this. The basic power chord is a no third chord, meaning that it doesn't have a 3. It's just basically the 1 and the 5. And then to round it out, you pick up the 1 again an octave above. So it basically looks like this. These types of power chords are the bread and butter of countless bands. The bands I grew up on in the 70s, you know, Black Sabbath, can't play any more of that or I'll get sued. That's your standard 1-5-1 power chord, or a no third chord. It's not a bad chord. I use it a lot. It doesn't sound as good as a bar chord, but can you imagine playing bar chords for Sabbath? Nah, don't do that. That's wrong. These chords should be played with power. Yeah, they're not like a bar chord. Bar chords are better when it's clean, but when you just want to get the rhythm in there and have it feel chunky and get your point across, you know, the power chords work great for that. Since we're playing no third chords, you could say that these chords are neither major nor minor. So they fit into a lot of different categories, but not fully into those categories. So if somebody's playing an E minor, you could play just an E power chord on the 7th fret. It's got kind of a purer sound, except in some ways I think it sounds like the Roman trumpet. Because it's a 5th, that's why. Another type of power chord is what I call the major power chord, because we're going to play the 1, the 3, and the 1. We're not going to play the 5. Originally we played the 1, the 5, and the 1. There was no 3, so it could substitute for a major or a minor. But if you want to add a little something, pick up that 3rd and have the major. So let's go back to our A power chord. That's our A power chord in the 5th fret off of the E string. So if we pick up our root note, which is the A on the E string at the 5th fret, and we pick up our 3rd note of the scale, which is the C sharp on the A string, and then we just pick up the octave on the D string. So it's A, C sharp, A. It makes a nice little major power chord. So here's an E, no third. Here's an E major power chord. No third, major. You can hear the difference in there. It gives it a little bit of variety. So if you're playing with some cats and all they're doing is playing the no thirds, and you know it's going to be a major chord, feel free to reach in there and grab that 3rd element of the scale. You can do whatever you want with it. A while back, Five Finger Death Punch came out with their version of Bad Company. With what they're doing with their power chord is they start off with that A power chord, A, E, A. Just an A. Normally you just play a C power chord, which would be a C, a G, and a C, and then slide it up to the D, which would be a D, an A, and a D. Dad, hey Dad, buy me another guitar. But what they've done is they're playing the A power chord. Then when they slide down to play their C power chord, they're actually picking up that low G. So they actually have the 1 and the 5, but they have octaves of both. So it's G, C, G, C. It gives it kind of a growly undertone. It's kind of a neat thing. Then slide the whole mess up for the D. So it sounds like this. play more of that for you, but I don't want to get sued. So you can use those chords to fatten it up a little bit, and all you're really doing is you're playing the 1 and the 5. There's nothing special going on there. But it sounds like this big wall of noise. Feel free to do it. People are doing it lately, and that's something you might as well take advantage of, right? I mean, why not? It's your guitar. You play it how you want to play it. Anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to share with you. It's a simple power chord. We call them power chords because they're really powerful. Palm mute on them. They sound pretty good. So that's what I wanted to share with you this week. A simple power chord. It's a 1, a 5 and a 1, or a 1, a 3 and a 1. And that gives you the essence of your chord, and it's what most rock and roll is built on. So if you're out there playing rock and roll and you're banging on these power chords, man, bang proudly, because that's a lot of history going into 2 stinking notes. I hope that was useful to you. Remember, we're not trying to change the world, just how you think about guitar. I'll see you on stage, man. Peace.